Hey everyone, Dan here. Before you get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy.
All right, folks, here we are on Monday, January 29th. We're going to take a look at Pfizer today. So Pfizer has earnings coming up, and I thought we would come in and take a look and see where it might head based on support and resistance levels and see what might come into play if it does have, a big reaction one way or the other. Now, the first thing to note is it's been in this down channel for basically all of last year. And so far all of this year. And so, that's to me the dominant factor here. And it's situated relatively close to the upper bound of this channel. So if it does have a positive reaction to earnings, then, does that come into play? Maybe. Could start hitting its head against here really easily. Now, one thing I'll say, and the reason that I didn't say that if it has a good earnings call, but rather if the reaction to earnings is positive, that can come about in different ways. One, it could actually just be sort of objectively speaking, a good report. It could be expectations and what have you. Guidance could be strong, all of those good things. However, what else could happen is because this has been on such an extensive drawdown in price, right? The last time it was in this range, it was like back here in 2021 or so. And we all know what was happening then with the pharmaceutical companies. But it's been on such a large drawdown. I do wonder that even if the earnings come in about as expected, maybe slightly better, again, maybe decent guidance or something like that, if the traders will basically look at this and say, you know what, the stock has been beaten down so much based on this earnings call. It wasn't superb, but we think that this sort of extreme drawdown in per share price is overdone, and so maybe we're going to send it back north a little bit. So we'll see if that happens, but it is something that I always look for in some of these stocks that have been really, really drawn down in price, that always have the potential to come in and at least sort of meet expectations and see what the market wants to do with it. But who knows? Also, stocks get drawn down in price like this because they're fleeing they're fleeing the door, and folks aren't buying in at the pace that the sellers are selling. So to the extent that that's just a continuation of this extreme drawdown, that could certainly play a factor and be the case as well. Now, on the think or swim side of things, it's situated low to mid range of the channel. It had popped out of the bottom of the channel, did a pretty good job coming in relatively quickly, so that would tend to sort of lead me to think maybe this like mid 20s range, right, this 25-ish area, that at least last time it was here, there seemed to be a decent amount of buyers at that price. Again, who knows if you go back to that price if those buyers show up again, but something to think about. It was out of this channel for 3.5-ish days or so, and was able to come back into the channel and not only test the mid-range, but test the upper bound of the channel. So it was quite an extreme move here from this big gap down. Just came up and immediately filled the gap and pressed the upper bound of the channel. So now it's obviously losing the battle at the moment and is situated down in the lower half of the channel. No trigger fire right now on the TTM squeeze indicator, and the histogram showing for the moment at least that the bearish momentum continuing to pick up. Obviously, earnings being a big catalyst, it can throw those things askew immediately. So we'll see sort of how that plays out. But these are the levels. The nearest one in, as I see it, is 27.71, and then if it does get any motion through this channel, 31.37 and 34.47. I tried to just pull in what I felt were the stronger levels and not clutter up the chart, but just know that because I did that, there's going to be, additional levels in between each of these. And then to the downside, if it does turn down that 25.58, like I said, that 25-ish area, there seemed to be buyers there previously, here 24.66. So if it does dip, we'll see. Obviously, part of the equation for the buyers may be, why is it dipping, right? If it's just an atrocious call or report, and that gives people their own reasons to be hitting the sell button, then who knows where buyers will feel comfortable showing up in quantities enough to sort of put a blip on the chart. But we'll see how it plays out and what happens. All right, folks, I hope that your trading week is off to a good start, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.